Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Ignite Your Creative Spirit Summit. Today, I'm really happy to have with me the lovely Michelle Alva. Michelle Alva is a licensed physical therapist with over 20 years experience. She's created a process of self-discovery and self-empowerment called the Alva Method of Healing and Rapid Mindset Change. The Alva Method embraces both modern science and ancient wisdom practices to create major healing with minor effort. So welcome, Michelle.
Thank you so much, Natia, and hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here, part of this amazing summit.
I'm so glad you're here too, and I'm really curious to hear more about the Alva Method and how that can help us access our body wisdom.
Awesome. Well, I can help you with that. Yeah, I mean, just to give you an example, I just finished working with a woman that has bursitis in her hips, and she was coming in because she also feels that there's stress in her life. She's not happy with her job currently, so she quit, and she wants to have more meaning in her life. And she came in with like a 4 out of 10 pain in her hips. She left with no pain in her hips, and she learned how to connect to her spirit, to her creative energy, her essence of who she really is. And she was saying how she doesn't want her ego to rule her life. She gets paid a lot of money for what she does, and she wants her life to come from a place of meaning and not just because she gets paid a lot of money to do it. So the Alva Method is a way for people to go inside and listen to the wisdom that is always available to us, our intuition. Mm-hmm. And also, your body is always communicating information to you, and sometimes we're not even in our body. I know for me, I used to work so much that I would forget to go to the bathroom, or my shoulders would be tense and hurting me, and I'd be on the computer 2 more hours after that. So our body's always trying to tell us something, and I would say most of us are not even listening, and we don't even know that our body's just trying to talk to us. We take that pain personally. So this woman was really frustrated, upset that her hips would get in the way. She would go on vacation and she wouldn't be able to enjoy herself. So on top of the fact that she's healing her bursitis, that's a physical thing, she also had this emotional gray cloud hanging over her of frustration, not feeling accepting of it, judging it as bad. So there's these emotions that we keep in our tissues. However you feel about yourself, that's going to cause your body to feel either more loving or more fearful, more stressed out. And if we're trying to heal something, we best get on the love train so that we can feel the miracle healing that can happen, which is what is our nature. Like when we love and accept, but not just say it, but we actually feel it in our whole body and we vibrate that, then we're in alignment. So that's what the Alva Method does. It combines the mindset of you, of what you want to create, with your body set. So for example, if I want to lose weight and I'm, those last 5 pounds, 10 pounds, and I am committed to that with my mind, and I'm saying, yes, I'm going to lose the weight. I repeat my affirmations, but maybe inside I'm really scared. I'm tensed up about it. Maybe I'm scared that I could actually do it. Sometimes we have fear of success. So the physical body might be holding fear about losing weight, about feeling lighter, or maybe we don't feel we're worthy of that. So we sabotage ourselves. There's this disconnect between what we consciously want to create and subconsciously whatever we were raised with, whatever you were exposed to from birth to 7 years old. So we have our subconscious mind, which is in our body, the memories and those beliefs. And then we have our conscious mind, which we're thinking about consciously in the present moment. So the Alva Method is a way of integrating your conscious mind with your subconscious mind through your physical body. And when you're in that alignment, you are connected to your spirit, to your essence, to your intuition, because it connects you to your heart. It connects you to learning how to breathe with your diaphragm, 100% of the range of motion of what's available to you. So you maximize your breathing capacity. You learn how to calm your nervous system down. And you learn how to be a witness and observer of whatever you're holding in your body, which a lot of times if we've had trauma, or if we have a lot of shame or guilt about something that happens in our body, we disconnect as a way of protecting ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that really well because that's what I did when I was 14. My first sexual experience, I disconnected from my body, and I lived like a little zombie teenager, disconnected a lot of my life, actually. So I know from the past what that feels like, and that inspired me to create a new type of healing that integrates your energetic body, your emotional body, your physical body, and it connects you to your spirit, your energetic,
Mm-hmm.
vibrational you.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad that my life happened, because I'm able to serve people now. And that woman left feeling more connected. She left feeling empowered, and she left actually like almost she couldn't believe. She's like, oh my God, I have no pain in my hips. I can't remember the last time I felt this good. Like, what did you do? And I said to her, you're the one that did it. Actually, you did it to yourself. And she just started crying, because she said nobody ever taught her how to help herself.
Yeah.
And so that's really beautiful. Fresh just happened.
Oh, cool. Powerful story, and so relevant, because there is so many times, like when you were talking about the method, there's so many times where we want to make a change, we're ready to go for it, everything's in place, but what is that thing? It's like that subconscious, you know what I mean?
Well, it's the programs of what we saw.
Yeah.
Like for me, I mean, I've struggled my whole life wanting to have a healthy relationship with a man. My dad left when I was 12. So it's not a mistake that I have intimacy issues, that I have abandonment issues, that it's really hard for me to believe that one man is going to want to stay with me, and that's it. So if he does, I'll push him away. That's what happened to me in the past.
Yeah.
And I'll be nitpicking and nagging, because in reality, the deeper core woundedness is I don't feel worthy, or I don't even know what that feels like for someone to stick around. So I openly can talk about this because I've healed and processed that.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm working on loving myself and being there for myself and trusting myself and giving myself all that reassurance.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a practice. And I can't even imagine how many relationships we could, salvage, because I really feel a lot of us are just living out our unprocessed woundedness.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we say, oh, I don't love him. I don't know if I'm still in love with him. Well, you know what? If you're not feeling in love with yourself and you have those abandonment issues, there is no way that you're going to be able to stay in a committed, healthy partnership with yourself or with anybody. So this is working at the deeper vibrational level. Well, counseling, for example, psychotherapy works with the mind, but you may have talked for an hour in the psychotherapy session, but that doesn't mean that they've addressed the vibrational body holding emotion pain in there in the psychotherapy. So, and then physical therapy works with the physical body. I am a physical therapist, but we don't address the emotional body. And then the energy healer will work with your chakra system, your energetic system, your auric field. And so each one works with a separate part.
Yeah.
But not any of them work integrating them all. And that's what the Alva Method does, is it integrates, it has you integrate yourself. That's what's so powerful about it. That's why I can't stop talking about it, because when people get integrated with themselves, they heal. That's called embracing your wholeness.
Yeah.
And it happens in a vibrational way and physical, which we are vibrating beings. That's what we are, mostly 99.999%.
Yeah.
We are energy. So we're working with what we are mostly. When I work with people physically as a physical therapist in the past, I was working with the 0.00001% of what they are. So that's why the pain would stay there after the session, because there's just so much you could do. If you're only working physically, you're limiting that person and what they're able to release, because you're only working with that 0.00001% of what they are. And that's why I can't just go back to the Newtonian way.
Yeah.
I must use sound, intention, breath, and this awareness exercises, these witnessing ourselves, because that's where the magic happens. That's how we can create major healing with minor effort, because we're actually working with the being, the vibrational being that we are. And look out, world, because this is my message. It really is different, and it's very empowering and healing.
It sounds like it. Can you talk about some of the specifics of the energetic healing? You said the sound and...
Yeah. Well, first of all, what it does is it creates this way of thinking and being and feeling that is in alignment with love. And I studied a lot oxytocin, the love hormone, and the healing hormone, the pleasure hormone. So the very first thing is for people to lean back, and they're laying on the massage table and they're leaning back into the divine support. So yes, it's a table, but we're imagining that they're the hands of our creator. And that's what I tell people, to imagine that God's hands are holding you, or if you want to just call it universe, creator, spirit. So that's the first thing, is you embody feeling safe, so that your adrenal glands that are above your kidneys can So I've thought about the chakra system, and the very first chakra is the root chakra, and it's all about feeling safe and supported and grounded. And a lot of people have low back pain, so that lets me know that we're not supporting ourselves. And maybe that support is, I'm not supporting myself. I don't like my job. I don't like myself. My thoughts of not liking myself, I'm not supporting myself by not liking myself or by criticizing myself. So that's the very first step in the Alva Method body work portion of it. And then another part of it is to learn how to do the E3 breath, and that's a signature exercise. It turns on the biomechanics of breathing, and you get to maximize your breathing capacity. So it's really tapping into the healing technology within us, and people learn how to process and release themselves of emotional pain, of physical pain, and we also have spiritual pain. Whenever we're not in alignment with what our heart and soul wants, we're in pain. So that's what's really amazing about it. And that process of the Alva Method stimulates our creativity, because we're not in the analytical mind. So the Alva Method process of self-discovery is actually a wonderful way to strengthen your intuition, your connection to your body wisdom, and your creativity.
Perfect.
And that part of the brain, of the creative part of the brain, that's also what you can think of as the miracle part of the brain, that we're more open to miracles happening because we're not limited by our thoughts when we're in the creative brain. We're in that theta brainwave state of creativity and flow, and the daydreaming state where we get those downloads and the inspirations. So it's a wonderful way to strengthen your creative side of you.
Awesome. And I want to keep going on that path, but I want to back up for a second where you talked about the E3 breath. Can you explain a little bit more about that? And is there some way that like people can start to actually, in the audience, okay, tap into,
Yes, the E3 breath stands for expansion, elongation, and extension. And what you do in that breath is you're laying down in Baddha Konasana. And Nitya, if people email me, Michelle@michellealva.com, I can send you the link for the E3 breath. I have that.
I'll put a link in the
okay, I'll send you the link
here, and this way they can move right to the interview.
So that exercise, literally, it's a combination of physical therapy, energy healing, yoga, and the mindset change work. So you're laying down and you're opening up your body. You're laying on your back, and there's a pillow under your upper chest, so that you can open up more your heart and open up more your belly. Because when you're under chronic stress, you're contracting the center of your body. Our genitals contract, our abdominal muscles, the organs contract, everything is contracted when we're under stress. So the E3 breath posture is going to create that openness, so that there's no way that you can't open up and release. It's impossible. Your body is telling you, open up. And then you inhale 3 sniffs when you're in that open posture. And that causes your whole inner fascial system to expand and elongate, and you're doing it
just by those 3 little breaths?
Well, it's the posture. You're laying down on that pillow. I can show you, for example, just pretend this is me, and I'm laying on the pillow. And it's a long pillow. This is too short, but this is what I have here. So you're laying back to open up your chest, and the soles of your feet are together and your knees are wide apart. You'll see it in the video. So that stretches the whole center of your body. That's where all your adrenal glands are, the chakra system. And then it's a step-by-step process. That's why people do a lot better when they do a phone healing session with me,
Yeah.
or in-person session, because people have said, well, I've done your video, but it's not the same as having a healing session with me,
Yeah. Yeah.
because my intuition, I can feel where you're the most blocked. And
Yeah.
then we go inside and you actually are investigating yourself.
Yeah.
But I already know what's going on. But what I do is I want people to ask their own body wisdom. So
Yeah.
it's a way of strengthening your intuition. And always people answer what I already have felt. It's really amazing how when we tap into this intuition, the inner GPS of us, it's the same information. We can hear the same information.
Yeah.
Like when you meet a medical intuitive or an intuitive healer, that's what I feel we're tapping into in the intuition of the Alva Method, because all the information is there. It's like we have this aura, this frequency that we're emitting.
Yeah.
And for example, if I'm feeling really sad, people will ask me, is everything okay? My own friends, because it's very obvious when I'm not at my usual self. So all of us have these gifts of feeling and sensing each other. And the Alva Method just opens up all that even more.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it teaches us how to process that also, because it could be intense.
Yeah, totally. Totally. I still am like super curious about going back to we're in Baddha Konasana, the pillow under the back, and then we do the 3. I'm just thinking in terms of like, okay, how can somebody like tap into it a little bit?
Right. Well, you go inhale, inhale, inhale through your nose. So, and you hold your breath for as long as you can. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. And then open your mouth and let it go. Ah. And let's do that again. Inhale, 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 hold it. And that causes expansion and elongation of your abdomen, your pelvic floor. Hold it. But the thing is, most people don't breathe with their diaphragm 100%. So a part of what the work I do is teaching people how to use the right muscles to do the E3 breath. Yeah. So it's not enough to just do the E3 breath, watch the video. Some of us don't even know how to recruit the diaphragm because we've had so much trauma, or we're holding so much on our shoulders that we don't know how. But this is a start. But I just want to make sure people understand that, you might be sniffing, but you might be doing it like this.
Yeah.
Upper chest. So that's why you want to put your arms out, lay on your back. Do not do it in sitting, because in sitting, you're going to compensate. The diaphragm is a postural muscle and it's a respiratory muscle. So when you're sitting, you're using your diaphragm to posture yourself. Yeah. So if you want to do it for breathing, you're going to lay down. And that's the posture. And then you open your mouth and the ah, and that relaxes the jaw. And a lot of people have jaw tension, neck tension. So on purpose, the second part of that breath is ah. And then after you've done 3 sniffs, you progress yourself to 5, 6, or 7 sniffs and hold that. So you're inflating your abdomen, your pelvic floor. You're becoming this inflated person like this. If you think about it, so we're increasing intra-abdominal pressure, we're stretching the fascia. Like, let's just say this is your rib cage. From the waist down, here you are. So everything is opening. And that's the opposite of chronic stress. It's the opposite of feeling like this. So you're now embodying an expanded, lighter, freer, more oxygen circulating you. And then you associate yourself more that you are expansive and light and abundant and rich and open. And you change your frequency like that. And then you attract more what is openness, expansiveness, abundance. So we are magnets. And by doing the E3 breath, practicing that at least 10 reps every single day, and you could do it in your bed, or you could do it on your yoga mat, or under a tree, on a sheet, in a park, or at the beach, and open yourself up throughout your day so that you keep processing and releasing stress, emotional pain, physical pain, and also make yourself feel more expanded throughout your day. So
that is an awesome tool. And just as you're explaining, I'm like, oh yeah, I can kind of feel that in my body. I can imagine it. So I'm excited to
It's just like with an air mattress, you know, when you pump the air in the air mattress or a balloon, it inflates. So the more you're inflated with oxygen, prana, energy, life force, the more your spirit is going to be in you.
Yeah.
If anybody's ever sat and collapsed, you know, if you sit slouching for a long time, you don't feel uplifted. Your posture literally affects how you feel. So that's where we're going to open and breathe. And you could even feel and say, I am abundant, I am rich, I am magnificent, I am expansive, I am light. Mm-hmm. And the more we associate who we are with lightness, the less we're going to be associating to that density of pain or the density of the physical body, which is, remember, only 0.00001% of what you really are. Because we're just vibrating molecules. And I think that's important to remember, that, I'm energy, I'm lightness. So that means that change is actually works at the speed of light. Change, healing. That's where people go into cancer remission. It is possible, yes, because we're energetic beings.
And then you were talking earlier, once we tap into that energy line, we can open ourselves up to the creative energy and to new ideas and new flow, right?
Yeah, because your creativity has nothing to do with you analyzing, criticizing, judging, being in fear mode. Creativity cannot exist when there's fear, scarcity, lack. You're not trying to be creative when you're feeling chronically stressed. It's not a priority. Just like sex is not a priority for people that are chronically stressed. Physiologically, your body's not going to be horny because you're in stress mode. So just as much as chronic stress affects our sexual drive, it also affects our creative drive, and it doesn't go. It's like oil and water. Creativity and chronic stress do not go. They're in two separate nervous system realms.
Yeah.
I think I made that clear, right? So if you want to be creative, meditate, do your breathing, do your E3 breath, big time, and learn how to quiet your mind so that you can actually open up the window to creativity. And like, I have so many different programs, workshops, classes. I'm oozing with creativity. I feel the more we are aligned to our true nature, we are creators. That's what we are. And that's why we're here. So when you let the chronic stress take over your life, you miss who you really are. You miss yourself.
Yeah. So can you talk, okay, so we've got the breathing. Is there anything else that people can do? I mean, it sounds like also just being super aware, like, wow, having this level of stress is not helpful for you. So
yeah, well, what I've done is I've created solutions. I love using physical tools to get us to connect to the energetics of what we are. So I've created these oils. This is called Open Heart. And it's literally because essential oil is energy. The plants, everything is vibrational that's alive. So what I recommend is going on my website and ordering a kit of these oils. I have Open Heart, Sacred Body Love, Peacock is for Abundance. And literally it smells so good. So that right away brings you into the present moment. And it turns on the creative side of your brain because you're not analyzing, you're not thinking when you're smelling. You can close your eyes and smell. It goes right to your brain to calm your mind. And then you can put it on your chest and rub your chest, because it turns out that we have all these receptors for the healing hormone, the creativity stimulating hormone, right here on our chest and also on our abdomen and in our sexual organs. We have the most receptors, and they're also the same receptors for pleasure. So the more you close your eyes, feel yourself, touching yourself, smell, the senses bring you into the present moment. So then you're just here and you're massaging yourself and you're not thinking about where you have to go next or who did what. So being with yourself, this is being intimate, being vulnerable with yourself, and just being available with yourself.
And it's what you talked about earlier of like really loving yourself too, right?
Yeah, and if you don't love yourself,
to be using like beautiful oils and touching your skin and
you're worth it
yourself, right?
Believe me, I was a doormat for everybody. Okay, there's a reason why I do what I do every day. And I was thinking in my head, like, I want to do things that are easy and they work and they're really pleasurable. Because like meditation, sitting, just doing this and just doing nothing, it was really not motivating me. So I was like, oh my God, breathing. Why wouldn't I want to meditate and breathe as my meditation? Because that's going to calm my nervous system down if I use my diaphragm. So, hey, if I'm smelling something delicious, I'm going to be so much more motivated to love myself if I smell delicious, right? And then touching your heart, rubbing your chest. I learned this in infant massage because I'm also an infant massage instructor, that we have literally on our chest all these receptors for love hormone. So if you want to love yourself more, rub your chest every day. And you could do this in the shower. You don't need to get the oil. You can just rub yourself in the shower. Just make that commitment. Yeah. I also, when I go to the bathroom and I'm going pee-pee or poo-poo sitting on the toilet, I look up because this is the thing. These are just moments in time where I got to do something, right? And I can, of course, mindfully pee or mindfully poop. But what I do is I look up and I give thanks as I'm going to the bathroom. And I do my E3 breath. And I expand my heart, I expand my chest. And I ask myself, what am I grateful for? Every time I go to the bathroom. So that's like many times a day. And the newest thing that I've done that I'm so proud of is in my own master bedroom, the bathroom, I put my vision board on the ceiling of where my toilet is. So every time I go to the bathroom, I'm looking at my vision board. And when certain things are accomplished, they're like 4x6 little pictures. I just ordered them on CVS, put them on my ceiling, and I just take out the pictures that of whatever already came into the reality. So I recommend people doing this stuff. You know, stay connected to loving yourself. If you want to be more creative, oil yourself up. Make sure it's something that you smell that's delicious. And what happens is the more you do this, it's actually going to cause that oxytocin to be released. And like sometimes I've done this and I start to cry. And I might be feeling like hard on myself, or it's like before I get my period and I'm extra emotional. And maybe I've been hard on myself about something, or maybe something happened, or I'm resisting life, and I'll start to cry. It's really amazing how this really does make us release and process. And then I'll do my E3 breath, and I'll just be there for myself and hold space for myself. And sometimes I'm upset with myself because maybe I said something in a rude way. Like sometimes I had definitely can work on being a little more patient with my daughter about certain things. And she's 12 years old. Mm-hmm. So life is changing, you know, the relationship that we used to have. She's not as into me as she used to be. And I have to accept that. It's normal and it's healthy. It's a tweet with your friends, you know. So that's something right now that in my heart I'm processing. So this is a beautiful way for you to feel more. And sometimes it's so scary to feel more, especially in relationships. So if you could practice this by yourself and be vulnerable, practice it. Yeah. When you do go in a relationship, it's going to be so much easier because you've already navigated through it yourself. Yeah. That's where the E3 breath is such a powerful, quick and easy way to help move that energy of the past. And my wish is for all of us on the planet to be emotionally balanced, because I definitely wasn't, okay? And I'm a very sensitive person. And I realize how I feel a lot, and that is a blessing because it makes me a darn, like an awesome, intuitively guided person to be able to serve others. And the fact that I have that gift, it also makes me feel more, right? So if I don't process what I feel, I would be a basket case, and there's no way I could be doing what I do for a living. Yeah. So I'm really grateful that I am sensitive and intuitive and the psychic gifts that I have. And I must flush every day. I mean, I'm doing the E3 breath throughout my day. Like in Miami traffic, there's a lot of traffic out there. So I'm sniffing my way through traffic. Yeah. And leaning back in my chair when I'm driving. I lean back, and at a red light, for example, every red light is another opportunity to remember something that I love about myself or that I'm grateful about life. So I'm putting in these little injections of oxytocin throughout my day so that I don't let this chronic stress, tension take over me, and so that I release throughout my day. I even drive sometimes like this. I'll be driving and I'll put my arm around the seat, the passenger side seat. I will put my arm around just so that I can stretch my chest wall, and then I'll switch and I'll hold this arm and I'll do this while I'm driving. That arm, just to stretch my chest, like if I'm on a long car drive, as long as one hand's on the steering wheel, right? So I'll do my sniffs to stretch my heart side. So I integrate these little things into my daily life. Like in between clients, I'll put my hands behind my back and I'll just stand like this while they're getting undressed. I go in the other room.
Yeah.
I don't make that much noise, but so finding those counter poses for modern life, that's really important. And I'm so grateful I'm a physical therapist, because this is what we do. This is what we teach people, to do these counter stretches. Like if you sit at a desk for a really long time, we must now more than ever do something to counteract the negative effects of modern living. Sitting in a chair for 6 to 8 hours reduces our lifespan. So yes, that's why I teach belly dance. You know, we're moving our hips and we're getting vivacious in the center of our body, because we're sitting in a chair all day. So we need to do these type of things. And guess what? This stimulates our creativity. Creativity is flow and it's motion. Creativity is dynamic. So the more we can do, and like I tease with my clients and I tell them, you know, you're not dancing enough and you're not strip teasing enough for your husband, you know, because to do a little dance for your husband or your partner, I always say that so that you can integrate.
Or for yourself. If we want to go all the way back to just do it for yourself, right?
Definitely.
You know?
I mean, I personally love to perform more, you know, for someone. But yeah, sure. I mean, when I dance, it's always with my eyes closed, and it's more because I just feel like I'm stuck. Sometimes I feel like I'm overwhelmed. So I'll put on a song. I have like when I was going through a breakup, there's this song by, what's her name? Gravity by, what's her name? There's certain songs, and then there's another one by Demi Lovato, Stone Cold. So you can use music. I'm glad you're bringing this up, because you could use music to help you process.
Yes.
So if you're going through a breakup, you're going through some hard emotional time, those songs tend to like bring out those emotions more. And then I do my, so keep it moving. That's what I'm trying to say, or else we're going to feel depressed.
Yeah.
Depression is not processing our emotions, and then we feel very disconnected from our spirit, from our creativity. Depression causes a real big disconnect of creativity. So if you want to feel more creative, you want to stay open, stay mobile, dynamic, definitely music, aromatherapy, massage, those are all forms of movement. Singing, I am free, I am free, I am free and creative. I'm in the flow, and that's how I can create this song. So singing is another great
so awesome. I can't even stand it. Oh my God.
Just to keep moving yourself, you know, with singing. And especially a lot of us, if we have tension in our jaw, our neck, or if we're not saying what we really want to say or letting our heart speak, we feel it in our throat. And that's where singing is such a great way to just open it all up.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. You have offered so many great tools and reminders, like, oh yeah, the importance of accessing our body. And I'm going to start incorporating some of these for sure.
Awesome. I'm here to serve.
I know. Thank you. Thank you. And you're offering a really great free gift today.
Yeah, and it's called Empower Your Center and Ignite Your Soul's Joy.
Nice.
And the link you'll be sharing, Natia. And people, I just want to make an offer too. If anybody is interested in doing a phone healing session, clearing their chakras or getting aligned to their intuition, I'm going to be offering a program on how to connect your intuitive body wisdom. So for anybody interested, just reach out to me, Michelle at michellealva.com, and at my website, michellealva.com. There's a lot of free guided meditations there. I'm on YouTube, Michelle Alva TV. And if there's anything you have a question about or you want me to answer, you know, I love making those little videos, and people usually ask me And that's why I make them, because certain things people are going through. And then I figure if one person's going through it, I'm sure a lot of people are. So I'm here as a support. And if anybody wants to learn more about the Alva Method and you're a body worker or you're a healer or a physical therapist and you want to learn how to do this, I'm also creating a program in the fall where I'm going to be teaching people to do this work, because I really feel it's time for us to create an empowering form of energy healing body work that combines what we are: a mind that thinks, has beliefs, a body, and an emotional body that's in the body tissues. So acknowledging that we're all these happening at once. So thank you so much for having me, Natia.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. And I just want to say you are, you're like a living embodiment of, you do these exercises, you're clearly really embodied. And it's like, you know, these programs and these inspirations and this love and abundance is so obviously flowing through you. So
well, it blows me away. The thing is, I'm living this life that I feel is miraculous, but it really is true. We can manifest anything we vibrate our mind to, okay? We really can. And we've just been conditioned, especially if you watch TV and you're watching the news. The news, has it ever uplifted anyone? So I don't even have a television in my home for the past like 8 years, because it lowers my vibration, the news. And I'm just going to choose, there's a meditation I made about creating a happier, healthier world that recycles. So if we can envision it, then it will happen. So the news, and I'm generalizing about the news, depending on what you watch, it just perpetuates the misery. It perpetuates. And the truth is, we haven't taught people how to heal themselves earlier, because people want to make money off us, right? So I don't live in scarcity. I want everybody to learn how to do what I do, because it works and it's easy, and it's time for us to live an empowered life in this world. I feel like that's why we're having so many things not working out on the planet, because we're not living in alignment. So I'm one of those game changers, and I'm committed to this. So yes, I want to teach everybody how to do this.
Yeah.
I need to keep it a secret. No, I'm not going to do that.
That's a reminder. If we could all be doing this, if everybody could really be committed to raising their vibration a bit or a lot, I mean, can you imagine?
We could create miracles. Right? We are creating miracles. We're creating it right now with your summit. So thank you. Yeah. Your summit rocks, baby. Thank you. Share this summit with whoever, as many people as you can, to everybody watching this. Share the link so that everybody can be a part of this, and we can create that ripple right now. Absolutely. Through this wonderful summit that you've created, Natia. Thank you. You
are so awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for participating, and back at you, baby. Okay. Have a wonderful day.
Bye. Thank you so much. Bye. Bye, everyone.